Guys, I got back in the game, and now I'm officially retired from the game. What game are you talking about, AHS? The dick riding game. So I got out. Then I see Jorge Calderin on the news talking his shit, and I got back in the dick riding game. I say, oh hey, he's a good dude. Let me ride his D. And now I found out Jorge is a killer. I'm officially retired from the dick riding game. Let's watch the news clip, and I'm gonna come back and chop it up. F you, Jorge.
Well, deputies say a man who claimed to be the victim of a deadly house fire in Brownsville was actually the person who set it. Jorge Calderin is accused of intentionally lighting multiple areas of the home on fire. Investigators say they discovered gasoline poured over doors and frames, with the exception of his own room. This happened on Northwest 53rd Street. He is charged with 2 counts each of murder and attempted murder, along with 1 count of arson. CBS News' Miami's Yvonne Taylor spoke to Calderin when this happened back in September.
It's 5 of us who lived in the house. He also stated he did not know what caused the fire.
Well, Calderin faced a judge today, is now being held without bond.
Thank God the Pope, he can't put hands on your boy. I'm officially back in the game. I'm alive like a motherfucker. I just watched that news clip, and I told myself, before I watched the news clip, I will never give in to temptation. These Miami police officers, they crazy than a motherfucker. But that news clip, that chick ass is way too fat. I'm liking Miami police officers again.
It's 5 of us who lived in the house. He also stated.
Developing now, a former Miami-Dade Schools police officer accused of shooting her ex-boyfriend, pleading guilty in court today. The victim, a Miami-Dade police officer, survived the shooting and was in court for today's sentencing. Local 10's Roy Ramos is joining us live in Hialeah with more on his reaction. Roy.
This was a brutal shooting. Fortunately, that former Miami-Dade police officer did survive those injuries after being shot in the head. But today we found out it is his ex-girlfriend now facing some very serious consequences for her actions.
I hope you don't have one day of peace. I hope you suffer every single day for the rest of your life.
Condemning words from the brother of now retired Miami-Dade Sheriff Deputy Damian Colon as he faced 35-year-old Yesenia Sanchez, the woman who investigators said confessed to shooting Colon in an attempt to kill him.
You have destroyed a family. You have destroyed someone full of life, full of plans, with a bright future. You did that.
Dozens of members of law enforcement from the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office joining Colon, now bound to a wheelchair, for a plea hearing Friday where Sanchez pled guilty to charges of attempted first-degree murder and stalking. It was in November of 2022. Home surveillance video captured Sanchez, a former Miami-Dade Schools police officer, shoot Colon, her ex-boyfriend of 7 years. Arrest records state Sanchez used an app to track the deputy to his Hialeah home, where she shot him in the head before video showed her driving away in her truck. Colon was rushed to the hospital in critical condition and remarkably survived. Body camera video showed Sanchez arrested later that same day at her Hialeah home. As the former deputy watched the woman taken away who nearly took his life, he is just fortunate some justice was served.
I think justice is served, and I think she got what she deserved. I think she should have gotten more, but I'll take what she got.
Sanchez was sentenced to 30 years in prison, followed by 20 years probation. For now, here in Hialeah, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.
If he dies, he dies. Then I'm down, motherfucker. That ass is way too fat.
It's 5 of us who lived in the house. He also stated.
Take me home, sweet Jesus. Let's watch our final news clip on Jorge Calderin lying ass, and we'll do a final chop up on his non-forensic knowing ass and why he got caught. One more news clip and one final chop up, and we're out of here.
Now to a crime alert. A man arrested months after a deadly fire broke out at his home.
Police now say he's the one who started the fire. And Local 10 crime specialist Bridget Matter live now in Northwest Miami-Dade with the break in the case. Bridget.
And detectives say the evidence that they found inside this home after the fire did not match this person's account. Now he's facing charges of arson and murder. Miami-Dade Sheriff's detectives say Jorge Calderin set his own home on fire, killing 2 people. On September 27th of last year, he showed Local 10 the inside of his charred home off Northwest 19th Avenue and Northwest 53rd Street in Miami. He said he saw large flames when he opened his bedroom door. A man and woman died in the fire, and Johnny, who was also living there, escaped.
It's really hurtful. Yeah, I was trying to save him, but I was not able. Everything happened so fast.
6 months later, this newly released arrest warrant lays out the fire was set on purpose, and evidence points to Calderin being the one who did it. Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office arson squad investigators found an accelerant was poured over the doors and frames, except on Calderin's bedroom. The report says his sweater, quote, tested positive for gasoline, and a trace of an accelerant on clothing is consistent with that of it being poured or splashed upon.
Está tocando desesperado porque no puede salir.
But he told us the 2 who died were desperately trying to open the door and get out, and that he was a victim too. He appeared before a judge Tuesday.
There were 2 victims found unresponsive that were pronounced deceased.
But he told us the 2 who died were desperately trying to open the door and get out. He's facing 2 counts of second-degree murder, attempted murder, and arson charges. The motive has not been released. Police believe that fire was started inside the home because after finding surveillance video in the neighborhood, they did not see anybody going inside the house. For now, we're live in Miami.
We gotta give thanks to that boy Johnny. He's clear. Cause you know if Jorge was just a little bit smarter, his IQ was up there like Einstein. He was in Mensa. He would have pinned the entire thing on a black Hispanic. And in Miami, he would have got away with that 100%. But he's a dumb ass motherfucker. Let me tell you something. When you are in the arson business, everything goes. Jorge say, my Jordan ain't going. My Yeezy ain't going. My porno collection is not going. My fancy clothes ain't going.
6 months later, this newly released arrest warrant lays out the fire was set on purpose, and evidence points to Calderin being the one who did it. Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office arson squad investigators found an accelerant was poured over the doors and frames, except on Calderin's bedroom.
He set the entire house on fire, but he said, I ain't fucking mind shit up. And this is why he's in trouble now. And you have to do some major explaining. How the hell you have gasoline on your body? Jorge, he was doing way too much talking.
Que cuando abro, me entra toda la candela para adentro.
He said he saw large flames when he opened his bedroom door.
They say sometimes how they catch killers, they put cameras at the graveyard, and some killers, they're so egotistical. They show up to the graveyard, and that's how the police catch them. You know how a lot of folks get tied up on forensic files? How the glass, what direction the glass is in. If you're trying to say someone breaks in, the glass should be inside. The only way the glass ends up outside is your dumbass from the inside breaks it and made the glass go outside. That's how a lot of folks get tied up on forensic files. So folks, like the video and say it with me one more time. F you, Jorge.